Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am plumbobd and today we are building a store for Oasis Springs. So this store is called Simporium, of course, because as you probably already know, I like to play with Sims related names for community lots. And this store is owned by the family we built a house for in last episode, which I will be linking for you in the cards of the screen now. And if I remember, I will also try to link it in the description down below. This store is made to be quite fancy, so you will see in the screenshots I dressed the mannequins to be very well dressed. I would say I did like probably 2 everyday outfits and 1 formal outfit per mannequin. We have 3 women's mannequins and 3 men's mannequins and 1 female child and 1 male child. And in the actual build they are not dressed because you have to go into live mode to be able to dress them, and I built this when the owner still did not own the store. But in the screenshots you will see the mannequins dressed, so stay tuned for the screenshots. And what else? So yeah, this is quite a fancy store owned by the family we built a house for last week. They are the parents of the runaway mom we built a house for a while ago now. And I feel like owning this store fits really well with the character of this lady that actually owns the store. So it's very full of marble, red carpet. The mannequins are on a platform which I initially made 2-story high, just because I wanted them to be quite high. In fact, you can probably tell I used tall wall height on this build, but then I raised it up a couple of times with platforms, so I still had quite a lot of wall space and like height up to the ceiling in order to be able to play with platforms. However, in order to shop and to dress the mannequins, your Sims need to be able to actually go right in front of the mannequin. They can't do it from a distance. So when I went into live mode to dress the mannequins with the owner of the store inside of the store, they couldn't reach the mannequin, so I had to lower down the platform, and now it's only 1 tick high, but it's fine. It still looks good, exactly how I wanted it to. And this store is placed into the commercial area of Oasis Springs, where we also built the karaoke bar, the club, and now we have the emporium, and there's also the rattlesnake juice bar, something like that, that we still need to renovate. I want to remind you that this speed build is my first speed build that is pre-recorded for this week. Also, the one that's coming out on Friday will be pre-recorded, and that's because I am moving to Spain. I am very excited to be moving to Spain, but of course moving to a whole different country, because if you didn't know, I am from Italy. I know we have quite a few new subscribers. Yes, as I said, I am from Italy, so moving to a whole different country requires then to adapt a little bit, and I need time to settle down, unpack everything, clean my house, find a place for everything I own in my new house. So I decided to pre-record videos for this week in order to be able to do that. Also because I will start going back to university and I will have classes every day. I will need to figure out when to record videos. Like, my life is gonna change completely again. Because if you didn't know, I used to live in Germany last semester, so from September to like December I lived in Germany, and now I am I moved back to Italy for the Christmas period and also January, and now from February until I don't know, maybe May, June, until at least at the end of May, I will be in Spain. So yeah, very exciting. I'm really excited to be able to travel around the country, even though I already visited quite a bit of Spain. I've already been to Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, Palma de Mallorca, and Fuerteventura. So I've seen quite a bit of Spain, but I've never been to the north, and also to Andalusia, and yeah, so I am excited to be able to see Spain. Now back to the build. As I told you already, it's gonna be quite a fancy build. So we have a huge fountain right at the center of the build, and lots of landscaping. Even though we are in the desert, I usually, when I try to make luxury builds in Oasis Springs, I always try to go for very green landscaping, because it feels like it's gonna be very, very expensive to be able to grow like an actual lush landscaping in the desert, and also having a fountain in the desert. So in my head, it's very, very fitting for the luxury theme of the build. And inside of the build, then we have just like a wing for the men's section, a wing for the women's section in the two diagonal pieces I've built. And in like a corner, you will see we have the children's mannequins. Behind the children's mannequins, I built two dressing rooms, which you don't really need in a store because of how Get to Work works. When you have a store with Get to Work, you just have items on sale, and you just set everything for sale and everything you want to set for sale. If it's food, they will just grab it and pay you straight away, while if it's like, I don't know, a piece of furniture or an actual bid and buy object, you will have to ring them up as customers. But they don't actually use dressing rooms, because for the engine of the game, having a clothing store or a furniture store is the same thing. So you don't actually have to have a dressing room. I also built bathrooms, which is another thing you don't need to have in a store, which in my opinion is a little bit weird. In most of the stores I have been to, they always have a bathroom for customers, whether that's like an actual bathroom that you can freely go into, or maybe you have to ask to a member of the staff for the keys to the bathroom. But usually stores have bathrooms, in my experience. The only requirement you actually need to have for a store is to have like a how would that be called, like the cash register, which your sim doesn't actually use. When you have an owner of the store and you have a customer to ring up because they have decided to purchase an item, you just walk up to the customer and the owner brings out a tablet and they just ring up the customer that way. So why do we even need a cash register? I have no idea, but I mean, it fits with the vibe of the store. So I did put like an area with a cash register and some like shelving units with I put some clutter, I think from the bathroom clutter kit, like some lotions, some bath salts. So I don't think I'm actually gonna set them for sale. As of now, I've only dressed the mannequins. I need to go back into the game and set everything for sale, so that if you decide to play with that lot, and if I decide to play with that lot, we already have everything set up that's already for sale, and you don't have to go from the owner's perspective to then set everything for sales yourself. And yeah, so that's basically the layout of the store. It's very, very simple. I initially wanted to make it into a kind of like bridal shop, but that just felt a bit useless for me, because one thing that I do like and I wish The Sims 4 had implemented as a feature is buying clothes. I know in The Sims 2 it was a thing, like you could set the first outfit of your Sims for free, and then if you wanted to buy more outfits you had to go to a store and actually purchase the items, which is something that I honestly really like. In my personal gameplay, when I decide to shop for clothes, let's say quote unquote shop for clothes, so when I add a new outfit to my Sims, I usually, when I get out of cast, I like deduct I don't know, maybe 250 simoleons, and if I decide to change their hairstyle, I will maybe deduct 100 simoleons as if they went to the hairdresser. If I want to change like a facial feature and pretend they have gone through plastic surgery, I will take out 10k from their bank account. So I can technically make that happen, I just have to cheat the money down, but I wish that was an actual feature. So with this store, I have implemented some, I think in my opinion, quite nice outfits that your Sims might want to go to the store and buy those outfits for themselves, because I think we have a clothing store in the Get to Work world. What is it, like Magnolia Promenade? We have a clothing store, but those outfits in that store are honestly terrible. I would never buy those, so I hope these ones are a little bit better. You can also now get your own outfits from Thrifty, which is like the thrift store / boba tea shop that comes with high school years. That's a lot that comes with that pack. But once you purchase the outfit, you get it in like a bag in your inventory, and you cannot transfer it to CAS unless you like create the outfit and then go into CAS and recreate it yourself. So then you have technically created the outfit, but then again, if you want to get rid of the bag inside of your Sims inventory, you have to sell it and then cheat down the money. So that's very tricky anyway. I think like the thrift store thing was made more for like a somewhat of an entrepreneur, so they can like purchase the outfit and then resell it on Trendy. So it's not really made for your Sims to be able to shop for clothes, which I honestly would like very much. I think there is a mod that lets you now like lock items and then you can purchase them and only have like one swatch available, but I'm not fully sure how that works, because what if I want to go into CAS and like decide an outfit for my Sim that I do not have to buy? Like what if I decide to create a new family and I want to dress them? Do I have the CAS locked? I might go and look into that, because honestly that's a feature I have always wanted, and that mod sounds fun. I just need to figure out how that works actually. Yeah, so we are almost at the end of the build. Like we are, I would say, mostly done. Like we are just placing some decorations here and there. I have placed some like thrift store clothing rails here and there. I don't know if they actually work in a retail shop, but if they don't, honestly I just wanted them for decoration, not really for like selling purposes, because why would you buy a full clothing rack anyway? It was just to fill up space, honestly, because this whole build is on a diagonal, so, or at least most of it is on a diagonal, so it looks like you don't have much space, but actually there's a lot of empty space that I needed to fill up. And what are you gonna put around? Like plants? We already have enough of them, I feel like, and I don't want to swamp this building with plants, because one, that's something that every single Sims builder does, and I try to stay away from plants as much as possible because it's not realistic. You're not gonna have a load of plants in your Sims build, or in your actual house. So no plants. I couldn't even put seating around because first, it's not super realistic to just sit and look at the mannequin, but also I felt like it would take up too much space and then your Sims wouldn't be able to walk around the place. So I felt like clothing rails were just the best option for us. And then in the center we have like a table, or like two tables back to back, which have like on one side female related products, quote unquote female. So like we have high heels, I think perfume, I cannot remember. While on the other side it's more quote unquote masculine stuff. So we have shirts, fancy shoes, I don't know how they're called, like strings, no, it's not strings, I have no idea, like formal shoes for men. And yeah, basically that's it. I didn't want to fill it up completely, also because the slots on the table are honestly awful, but that was probably the only table that was suited for retail and that looked good in this context, because we have other tables but they don't look super good, because of course Get to Work is an older pack, so the meshes in that pack are not on point yet. Like if you look, for example, now that I am building the dressing room, so we are using a lot of paranormal. Look at those couches. Those couches compared to some of the base game items look completely different. So yeah, you don't have many options when you only have packs from a long time ago, let's say. I don't really know when they started improving textures. Maybe since Cats and Dogs. I feel like seasons items look good. Even Cats and Dogs one look quite good, honestly. But anyway, screenshots should now be coming up. Remember to follow me on my socials. Those will be linked down in the description. And also remember to comment, like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed this video at any point. I will catch you all in my next speed build. Goodbye!